ChatGPT Ads is a multi-million-dollar channel that brands are waiting to touch, and I want to get you active on there as soon as possible by showing how you can create your first campaign in minutes using this AI workflow. After this video, you're going to have your creative generated, your copy written, your context hints created, and everything that you need to go live on ChatGPT Ads today. All the resources are linked in the description below. While you're down there, please click subscribe. It makes my wife think that this YouTube thing is finally working out, and if you're into AI and advertising, you're in the right spot.
Nice.
All right, first things first, you need to download the plugin. So what you're going to do is go to the link in the description below, which is a link to the ChatGPT Ads launch kit on GitHub. You're going to click on this folder on the very bottom here, and then you're going to click this download button. Once this is downloaded, it's going to come up in your file history or your download history, and then you're going to go over to Claude. I use Claude for the setup. I'm honestly not 100% sure if you can use the ChatGPT desktop app for this. I know you can use plugins inside the ChatGPT desktop app, so it's worth trying, but if you are a Claude user, this is who this is for. So I'm going to jump over to Claude here. What you can do is, now that you have that inside of your downloads, you'll just come up here to customize. We're going to click on plugins, and then you can add a plugin by uploading it. Then you can browse your files and find that specific file that you just downloaded, and then that plugin will be added. I obviously already have this here because I created it a few days ago. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go into a blank chat. We're going to do /ChatGPT, find it. Okay, I am ready to build some chat ads. Let's go. Perfect. So now what it's going to do, it's going to ask me a list of questions to get an understanding of my brand and an understanding of what my objective is. So list of questions: what's the brand name? What are we advertising? Who's our ideal customer? So you will have to have an understanding of your brand before jumping in and doing this, but that's important to any marketing campaign. You have to have some things in place before you can build something. But once you have all that, this is going to build the setup for you, and then you're going to be able to upload it into ChatGPT in like 4 minutes. So just to consolidate some time, I already had answered all these questions previously. So the brand is a fictitious brand. It's a D2C brand. Northbound Supply Company. We're advertising their Ridgeline 45-liter hiking backpack. Here's their ideal customer. Here's their goal. Here's the URL that we're driving to, etc. And then it's also going to ask about budget amount, launch date and time. And the launch date is going to be today, as well as target countries. All right, so it's already started to put together everything here. So here's our campaign name. The objective is going to be views. Countries, US, budget $30 a day, launch date 7/29/26, which is today. Going to give me ad group names and then ad copy options for me to choose from and launch with. So here's where you can do some iteration, and this is obviously a conversation. Everything that Claude spits out at you or ChatGPT spits out at you, you don't have to take it verbatim. You don't have to use these options. You can say, hey, I would rather use this, this, and this if you already have an idea in mind of the copy that you want to use. But if you want to choose from one of the generated ones that it put together based on your landing page and what it understands about your brand, definitely go for it. So add a title: comfort on long hikes. Copy: the 45-liter pack made for multi-day trail comfort. Okay. There's a couple different types of angles: a crossover angle, price value angle, speed and convenience angle, etc. I'm going to go with add a just for the sake of this. And what it's also going to do is it's going to send you a list of context hints. So ChatGPT Ads does not use keywords like Google Ads does. It uses what are called context hints, which are essentially conversational hints, like things that are going on when someone's having a conversation with ChatGPT. This is what ChatGPT uses to decide when it makes sense to insert your advertisement into a specific conversation. So you can review these context hints, figure out which ones make sense for you and which ones don't. You can recommend additional options if you have some stuff in your head, but I'm just going to go with all of these for the sake of this video because I don't want to iterate on this and waste a bunch of time. I'm just going to say everything is good there. Which ads do you want to run? CPM bid that I want to set. Now, if you were to go with a CPC strategy or a click-based bidding strategy, it would ask you what CPC bid do you want to set, but I'm going to say like a $12 CPM. And then for any adjustments to the copy hints, campaign name, or UTM campaign tag, or is it good to move forward? I'm going to say it's good to move forward. And we already answered question 1. Cool. So here's the final approved setup. And then what it'll do, which is really cool part of the system, you may or may not already have a creative in mind for this or something that you want to create. But what this does is it gives you an image generation prompt. So if you use ChatGPT for image generation, or if you use Higgsfield AI or Nano Banana Pro prompt, and you could request changes to this prompt if you want to inside of this chat, but it at least gives you the ability to really quickly create a high quality creative that is on brand and in alignment with the strategy. What you can do when it comes to creative is you will put this on a like a publicly hosted link basically. So when you have your creative, upload it into Google Drive, and inside of Google Drive, change the sharing access to anyone with access or anyone with the link can view or edit. It doesn't really matter. But ChatGPT needs to have that access so that when you put it into the bulk upload sheet, the creative automatically comes through. So what I did beforehand was created 2 different creatives for this campaign on publicly hosted Google Drive links. So what I'm going to do is just add those there. And then what this is going to do is it's going to build those into the bulk upload workbook. So a requirement for this process is having those links and having your creative, because you need a creative to be able to run this. So now we have these 2 creatives, and I'm going to show you what this looks like in the actual setup, and it's pretty cool. So since there are 2 creatives, it's going to say, oh, I'm recognizing that there's 2 different creatives, so let's create a second ad. So now I'm going to say, let's do ad E as well. So now it's going to bake 2 separate ads and 2 separate angles inside of this same campaign. And what I love about this is that it's not a static process. There are a lot of different changes that you can make. You don't have to take what Claude says verbatim. You can make recommendations. You can request changes. You could say, you know, we're running this specific angle on Meta or on Google, and we all want to align ChatGPT with that. Here's the headline that we should be using. And that's what I love about it. And that's how we'll go about it. So it already created this Excel file that we're going to upload into ChatGPT Ads. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to review this really quickly. Okay, we got our ad group name. We have our max bid, which is what we said. We have all of our context hints that we requested. Okay. And then we have our ads, our ad group name, title, copy. This is basically headline and description. Link to the landing page with the UTMs so that we can see tracking inside of Google Analytics 4. And then we also have our image link. So these are going to be the 2 image creatives. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on this, and I'm just going to download this locally. I'm just going to move this over to my desktop so that I can quickly find it. But what we're going to do now is we're going to go over to ChatGPT Ads, and this is just a dummy account. I'm going to click on create, and I'm going to do upload bulk. This is how this system is automated because we're not following the campaign setup process. We're uploading the sheet that we just created. So we have our bulk sheet. We're going to upload that sheet here. So just clicking this button, it's on my desktop. I'm going to click open, and then I'm going to click import file. Okay, it's recognized that the target country is the US. Here's our campaign name, 1 ad group, 2 ads. Perfect. So now it's going to take some time to upload. And obviously I'm running through this quickly to show you the process. You would obviously want to review the context hints, the copy, and everything to make sure it's brand aligned, in alignment with your strategy, makes sense for your brand. But this is just a really quick and dirty way that I can show you how to use this process so that you can start setting up ChatGPT ads in literally minutes once you download this plugin. So campaigns, 1 passing, ad groups, 1 passing, ads, 2 passing. So we're good to go. Now that that upload is complete, we can X out of this, and we're going to see this here. Going to click into the campaign, click into the ad group. We're going to see both of our ads with the creatives that we created ready to go and dialed. So somewhere a park ranger is taking notes. Break it, we'll replace it for life. These are headlines and images that I created using the ChatGPT image generation. So very basic image generation. There's obviously different tools that you can use, or if you want to use a professionally designed creative, just get it into Google Drive, get those public links, put them into the skill process, and then it'll bake it into the sheet that you're going to upload into ChatGPT. So it's giving me some notes that this isn't serving. It's because the ad's in review and there's no logo associated with this account, whatever. Once I fix some of these things with the account, these would be eligible to serve, but there are no issues with the ads or with the campaign itself, and that's all that matters. I hope this helped. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope you got a ton of value out of this, and now you can build ChatGPT ads campaigns on repeat for your brand using this simple process. If you're into AI and advertising, definitely hit that subscribe button below. For each new subscription, I'm giving my dog another piece of string cheese. He loves string cheese. Hope you have an amazing day. God bless.